will be also recording this session for making it available online for future reference. So that's an announcement we are making for the online participants. Okay. So let me just have a quick introduction of the DST Center for Policy Research and the work that we are doing here. This is for the people who have joined us online. At NISER, we have established a Center for Policy Research, which is funded by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And our focus is basically to work on the just energy transition in Eastern India. And at present, we are focusing on two issues. One is electric vehicles adoption and rooftop solar system. So today we are going to have discussion on the adoption of electric vehicles in India, and we have with us the speaker, Mr. Mahesh Kumar T. Mahesh Kumar has completed his PhD at Center for Development Studies, Thiruvananthapuram, under Jawaharlal Nehru University. And currently he is working as a senior project associate at this DST Center for Policy Research. Okay. And so with that brief note, I welcome all of you who are present here in this hall and who have joined online. In fact, I think in 10-15 minutes, the engineering chief of Energy Department, Government of Odisha, will also be present with us. Because there are some policy issues we would like to discuss. And for your information, we have also summer interns, particularly two summer interns who are also working on the adoption of solar energy. The EVs EV in Odisha. So they have done some survey and they will be sharing their inputs with us. Okay. So what do you, now with that brief note, I now welcome Sri Mahesh Kumar to start his presentation. Over to you, Mahesh.
Good afternoon to all. And this is as sir mentioned that this is our project work, and it's a full-fledged paper also. But still the work is in progress. So we need more comments and your constructive suggestions to be further improved this present form of the work. So with that, I'm moving to the presentation. This is our title of the presentation today. I'm discussing this mainly in this format. Start with the introduction, then overview, then gap and objectives, research approach, and then results and discussion, in which mainly I will discuss how adoption at the aggregate level, then going into the disaggregated regional perspectives, and then talks about the drivers behind the adoptions, what are the responsible factors behind in India, then concluding remarks. Introduction. Here I'll talk about why it is essential or important at this juncture. So as we all know that every year the on-road vehicles increasing with heavily reliance on the fossil fuels, so which contribute to the CHC emissions in India, and notably the road transport sector, which is one of the second most contributor in the carbon dioxide emission level in India, that is roughly around 12%. Then when it comes to the CAGR level, we have taken from a study which clearly shows that the registered motor vehicles increase from 9.83% to some more than that in the year 2020 has led to increase in national carbon emission. So this adoption of EV, how it becomes, because across world it is one of the mechanism or strategy believed to be the best one to reduce the carbon level, to reach the at least help in this sector, like net zero or green energy transition in this sector would be possible even across the developing countries as well, even in India. So along with the other nations, other countries in the world, India also part of this EV adoptions, strategies. Mainly, the government of India launched the faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India scheme 2000 in the year 2015 under the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. Uh, Also, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has introduced EV 30 at 30 campaign in India, which means that basically they are trying to means uh, electrify the vehicles in the total share of vehicles, means 30% of the vehicles should be electrified before the year 2030. That is the objective of the government through this policy. But however, what means right? However, at this moment, we still the the rate of adoption level is very modest only. So it is very imperative to study about the adoption of electric vehicle. What are the responsible factors behind this? This is the overview of the literatures on adoptions. First of all, these are the responsible factors. Even then, even some of the other factors are also available due to time constraints, or we could not add up all other things, but we have summed up it. Like main factors, we have come across the studies like charging infrastructure, which is one of the main factors, influencing factors behind this. Mainly, studies like showing it has an urban impact because urban side it's possible to locate more charging infrastructure and so on. And even a study like Sirshula showing that it has a strong correlation as compared to the other factors in their model. And then economic and demographic factors like income, education, charging stations, and gas prices significantly affect plug-in electric vehicle adoptions, while travel time and household vehicle count are not impactful in their model, Javits and NISER 2017. Also, some other studies like psychological and behavioral factors also responsible. Then the fourth, financial incentives, also policy, also one of the major factors. So we come to know all these factors are responsible behind this. However, because the discussed this literature studies mostly Western based, because this concept started from the Western beginning, and then we followed up that this government initiative level very recently. If we say like FAME, that policy comes 2015. So it's very visible that our studies or discussion deliberations most recent. So the understanding is very limited on this. So it is very essential to look at this. So when we read the literatures, we come to know, despite the growing focus on electric vehicles in India, there is a significant gap in the macro level enabling factors and the regional perspectives, and more importantly, how this policy impacts on EV adoptions. So we set our objectives based on this, like to assess the trends of EV adoption in India, to examine the drivers of EV adoption, and the third, to analyze the policy impact on EV adoption. Particularly, we take into consider this FAME 1 and FAME 2. So basically, this FAME 1 and FAME 2, it started, as I discussed, it started from the year 2015. Then it's extended to the year 2019, and then later it's like year the second phase after 2020, and then till 2024. So that's the phase 2. This is our research approach. We have considered the fully secondary data only. Whatever we are discussing, the data we have derived from the government sources only, those are most authenticated, and then mainly our dependent variable derived from the climate and energy dashboard of NITI Aayog 2023, Government of India. It has considered all the registered vehicles by their fuel type from 2006 to 2023 to assess the long-term trends as well. To study this study, use the linear regression model to explain the influencing factors behind in India. Then we construct our model, four model, we know that the two-wheeler, three-wheelers, and then four-wheelers. So the different effects will be there, because we know that there are large number of variables influencing this, but this effect will be differ, how it differ across. So we categorize the model into four, like how its impact on the two-wheelers, how it responsible on the 3 and 4 wheelers, and then overall total vehicles. So there are 4 models we have categorized here. Then we consider the covariates of our study are like income, education, urban population, charging station, diesel price, petrol price, electricity bill, and region based on the available studies. Because this study, the importance of this study is because like one thing is that we are empirically validating these things with econometric model, because the other studies we have gone through all, they are using that macro with a descriptive level, they are not confirmed with the empirical perspective. So we have mainly taken care of these things in our results and discussion. Here first we analyze the trends of vehicles. Here mainly we have considered 3 things. See the 3 lines. The first line here, this is petrol, indicating that black line. No, it's petrol. So the share is very higher here. Petrol using vehicles. This orange line is diesel vehicle. So the second largest is the diesel-based vehicle, diesel-driven vehicles. And the third, now see the green line. It's almost the bottom down, and there is an uptick from the year. You can see here it is visible 2021. But if we larger that EV vehicle, the green line EV vehicle. So across my slides in the presentation, green line is mentioning the electric vehicles. So the orange line mentioning the orange colors mentioning the diesel, and the black one is mentioning the petrol. So it will give the consistency, easy to understand. That's why I have given that. So there's green line. I'm just enlarging this line in the next here, the phase 2. I mean panel B. Nothing else. Don't confuse this. It's just taking this green line under here. Just enlarge. So you can see that it's very visible. Uh, just the post 2015 started increasing from slightly, and then 2021 after this sharply increased. So it's like very clear that even the FAME policy phase 1 started 2015, and then again 2020 FAME phase 2 has also played a major role. Why this sharp uptake here happened? Because it's a post 2021, means that the lockdown after 2020 means the market level mean increasing, the consumer try to buy more, so there is an uptake sharply happened. Even it was the reason even given by the international this um, energy agency. They have given this reason as well. Here we have taken only the year 2023. So what is the percentage level across the states? We have said that this blue line, you can see that that is a national average. So we have divided that states above the national average, states below the national average. You see that here Delhi is the topmost. The adoption level is very higher in Delhi, 10.5% roughly around, and followed by Goa, Tripura, Assam, Chandigarh, Karnataka, Uttarakhand, Kerala, Rajasthan. See that below the line, national average line, Gujarat, Odisha, including Tamil Nadu, third one, then Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Puducherry, Jammu and Kashmir. So these are all below the national average. Delhi is the topmost one, and followed by Goa. This trend is, these 2 regions are very geographically, and it's very this thing limited space they have. These 2 states are very penetration level is very high. Consumer willingness to pay and purchasing more as compared to the other states. Also there is a pattern visible, uneven penetration level is happening across, because we need more jointly together work for the reducing carbon, but across the India it is uneven. The third one, we assess the vehicle by fuel type in eastern region here. So earlier we assessed aggregate level, now comes into the disaggregate further to the regional perspectives. Eastern region. Why eastern region? Because this is natural resource mostly happening. Also we are most belong in based on the coal base and other things. Even this sector particularly also contributing along to that. So sectoral specific, carbon reduction is more important in the eastern region. Also, our project is mostly focused on the eastern region, so we have taken into consideration in the analysis. So you can see here also eastern region, petrol-driven vehicles are dominant, and followed by the diesel-driven vehicles, the orange line. Here you can see largely this petrol, and then followed by the same pattern of India earlier we seen, and then slightly from the year here like 2021, 2022, 2023. See there is a, so again I am zooming this 2021, this green line, this panel B. See that there is a more or less similar pattern of India. The eastern we have, but the share is minimal. Like see, you can see that 4% EV share is 4% in 2023. With that, I'm moving on to the next slide. Again, I'm analyzing here the eastern region. Here we have taken into consider separately two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, passenger vehicle, goods vehicles, and others. See the two-wheeler still dominant. See, since from the year, all the year, you can see that it's almost dark only. Means it's only the year like from here 2029, 2020, 2021, 2023, there is a slight uptake is happening. And then three-wheeler. So it's very visible here. Electric vehicles penetration is happening here only. Three-wheeler only. See all other things. Here passenger vehicle, good vehicle, others are largely diesel-driven vehicles. The four-wheelers is 50-50, like diesel and petrol. But so largely taken EVs is taken place in the three-wheeler segments. Moving on to the next slide. Here we have assessed the FAME year, 2015 to 2019 is the FAME phase 1, and then 2020, 23. Basically, 2022, 2024, our data till 2023 we have taken. So we have considered these two phases like this, 2015 and 2029, and then 2022, 2023 only. The next slides I will talk. So here we are further disaggregate the eastern states like Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and West Bengal. So what is the status, the EV penetration level or the EV adoption? See that here two-wheeler, all the three states or all the five states here, 2015. When it comes to here 2019, there is a slight green line is appear. You can see that 2019, all the five states. There is a slightly happen. So the same results only. And here three-wheelers, the same results like as we seen in the previous, but in West Bengal, it shows the three-wheelers. Also Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. So three-wheelers taking place even across the eastern regions. The FAME 2, phase 2, started from the year 2022, 2024. As I said, we have, our data we have until the year 2023 only we get. So here also the results, here it is increased. See that 2015 to 2029, in the year 2029 there is a slightly, but when it comes to here, see, largely increase. So that means it shows that in the phase 2 of the FAME, there is a slight increasing take place. I mean, consumer adoption level is higher in the year 2023 as compared to the FAME 1 here. That's the idea. Then to come to the policies. In central government level, we have come across so many policies since from the year 2011. Then 2013, 2015, 18, 19, 20. So there is a gap, and then this see from the year 2019, here there is a large focus happened. Due to that, because we have the FAME policy as well as the National Electricity Mobility Mission Plan. After that, every time there is a there is a strategic plans to improve the enhancement level, adaptation level. So there is a larger plan after that from the government of India that helps to how it across happen in even the eastern region, other region we can come across in this. Not only central government plans are helping, also the state level state level policies are also enhancing or improving this adaptation level in the eastern, because since we consider the eastern region, I have given only the eastern parts here. You can see that the number of registered electric vehicles here in this column. In Bihar, it is 50.6 percentage, which is higher than the other eastern states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, and followed by the states like Odisha, West Bengal has a 16.2%. These are the right now status. So there are not only these electric vehicles are happening based on number of factors like charging station, tariff across this this eastern state. Even every state they have, even eastern states also they have. How tariff is impacting this, and then the number of public charging stations. See that West Bengal have a 318 charging station, which is higher, but comes to the electric vehicles level, which is lower. So means it's showing just simply installing the charging station may not help. Even some other factors also are playing role in this. Here we have considered the impact of FAME policy. So we have considered the like here we have employed the CAGR growth rate. Based on that, we are emphasizing how the policy impact helping a policy helping to the adaptation level across the states, as across India as well as the eastern states. The panel A is talking about the India. Panel B is about eastern states. This is we have considered the whole data set since from the year 2006 to 2023. It is very minimal. So because we know that EV is starting from after 2050 only. So it's a minimal level it is showing. When it comes to the FAME phase 1, you can see that 1.81 roughly this percentage in India. When it comes to eastern state, it is 2.40, the first phase. When it comes to the FAME phase 2, here it is one interesting fact happened. Then CNG is taking place. See this color blue line, CNG. Here is taking place, which is higher than the electric vehicles. In both the cases, India as well as the eastern states, in phase 2. In the post FAME, this is we have analyzed the post FAME. So the EV have increased from 0.2% in pre-FAME to 1.33% in FAME FAME period. Simultaneously, this petrol-driven vehicles also appear here. See that the black colors, also the orange colors is about the diesel-driven vehicles. But these two are becomes negative after the FAME policy. But this electric vehicles become the positive and higher level is happening growth rate. Also, along with that, CNG level also is increased. Here we have considered the FAME 1, FAME 2 across the states. Here we considered also eastern region. If we separate the eastern region, there will be a rest of the regions also we have considered here. So if we consider that eastern region even far below than the rest of the regions, as well as all India national this rate, you can see that. Here also it is below than the rest of the regions as well as all India rate. Here again, even the FAME 1 and FAME 2, Delhi is the topmost, EV adoption rate they have. So here we are coming to our main constructing the models. So there are number of variables which influencing the adoption level of EV. We have considered income, education, urban population, charging station, diesel price, petrol price, electricity, and region. These 4 are our dependent variables: two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, and all together these 3 become a total overall electric vehicles. These derived from the India climate and energy dashboard. Then all other variables like income from Reserve Bank of India, education, All India Survey on Higher Education, we derived from that survey. Then report, urban populations, we have taken from the population projections of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Then the charging station, this details given in the Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India. And then diesel and petrol prices, we have taken from the Open Government Data Platform. It is available, openly accessible. We have considered is the diesel price in the year 2021-2022 financial year. So we have taken this dependent variable, the cumulative of the electric vehicle until the year 2022. And the remaining all other independent variables also we have considered 2021-2022 financial year only. So there is a consistency. There should be a consistency in the analysis. So we have considered these things. With that, moving to the summary statistics. So this is our summary statistics.
So
The unit of
what is-
analysis.
What is this electricity bill actually?
Electricity bill in the household level. Actually, how this electricity bill influence your adoption rate of the EV. That is the logic we have incorporated in our model.
But the tariff you have not taken.
Yes, sir. Because the available information, maximum available information, possible things we have incorporated. So as I discussed, we have considered even income level also we have considered education, higher education. It is basically of urban populations because mostly this urban it is happening. So we have considered the urban population than the rural, and then the charging station infrastructure how influencing. These variation you can see minimum to maximum. It's basically charging station 0 to some 4,211. Some states they have the higher. So it's basically state level analysis. That's why it's represent the observation 32, like including the union territories. So totally 32. That's why it's observation 32. So don't think that it's all observation of electric vehicles. So these are all states. So this is our construction model. So here you can see that basically we know that as income increases, you have to be, adoption level should be increased. That is some of the even theoretical, discussion existing. But interestingly, our study, it's contrast to that. See that EV two-wheelers, it is negative. And it comes to the EV three-wheeler, it is negative. But when it comes to EV four-wheeler, it is positive, but it is insignificant. So that means as income level increases, the higher level segment means higher income strata groups are adopting the EV four-wheeler, that is visible. But when it comes to the E three-wheeler and four-wheeler, it is not happening, it is showing the negative way. And when it comes to the overall EV vehicle also, this influence happens because its large segment of the populations are negative, this coefficients, so it becomes its negative significant here represents. So when it comes to the education, as education level means increases higher education level basically this is increases, it should increase your adaptation level of EV. So that is happening in the electric two-wheeler, but when it comes to three-wheeler, it is not happening negative way. And also this four-wheeler, it is negative, but when it comes to the overall electric vehicle, it is positive. So there is a differential effect across the different types of electric vehicles. And when it comes to urban population, we can see that across the all four models, this is a positive. That means urban side, it is happening faster way adaptation level. That is the things. But when it comes to the E three-wheeler, it is highly significant. This is E three-wheeler and E three-wheeler, it is highly significant than the all three other models. So why it is because three-wheeler is the commercially viable and more faster way it is happening in the city sides than the rural. You can see that even some of the cities you can see the green auto, then electric vehicle autos is vastly taken place. Even for instance, even I know that southern parts of Kerala also, I come across even Goa. Recently, I've been in Goa. there also it is larger, electric vehicles it is happening. So three-wheeler it is a viable than the two and other segment of the electric vehicles. That is why it is highly significant in the model.
It depends on population density,
Yes,
village density,
Yes.
population density. In Kerala and Goa,
yeah.
we find villages far away, so they prefer buses. Here in Odisha, the villages are very near to each other, so they move on auto. If one moves to another village, it is problem for him because he will pick up another passenger from that village to another village. So, okay. Thank you.
Then when it comes to charging station also, it is positive and highly significant. It's visible here in the model E three-wheeler and E four-wheeler, but it is significant across all of them. So it simply says that your charging station increases, adoption level is increases, even all segments of the vehicle, electric vehicle, but the model shows that it is highly significant for the E three-wheeler and four-wheeler. When it comes to diesel and petrol prices, here it is also interesting. So basically, what is the theoretical relevance of the discussion? Like your petrol and diesel prices increases, you basically changing your behavior towards the adopting this electric vehicle. You have to change towards that. That is the thing. Means your petrol increasing when your petrol increasing and diesel, but it is happening positively in diesel price. But when it comes to petrol, it is a decline. It is a negative. So only positive things appear in the diesel. So diesel price increasing, adaptation level is increasing. But when it comes to petrol increasing, adaptation level is not happening. It is declining. This coefficient level. When it comes to electricity bill, it's a household. As sir was asking, electricity bill is a household electricity bill. How your electricity bill increasing will impact the adoption level. So it shows that if your electricity bill increasing, it's positively significant all models. So it has a positive relation with that. It shows that when your rate increase, then adaptation level will increase for the two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. It is very much higher than other two models. And when it comes to the overall model, it is highly significant. So here we consider region as compared to the northern region. Why? Because Delhi and other regions taken place in the states taken place in the northern. So we have taken as a comparisons, because always comparing with the developed one in this to the deprived states. So we have set accordingly. So as compared to the north, here it is visible that the northeast is the most deprived. In northeast, the adaptation level is very lower. That's why it is negatively significant in the model 1, this model 1, this model 3 here, and the model 4 here. You can see it is highly significant and negative coefficient. So when it comes to other regions like west and south, it shows the highly negative significant in this segments of the electric vehicle. It means E3 electric vehicle, three-wheelers. It is negative here. Then also, more importantly, our focus is in the eastern states. Eastern shows the negative in all the model. You can see that, like northeast, same. It has the same coefficient effect. Eastern states. So eastern states including Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and so on. So it's it shows that the regional factors is very important in this model. We have considered some of the studies they were not considered. We have considered in this model because it shows that how your how it is uneven across the regions. That is very much essential in terms of the policy concept. That's why we have incorporated that is visible in this uneven and mainly northeast and eastern states. So the policy level, we have to consider these two states, these two regions particularly than other regions. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's all.
So thank you so much, Mahesh, for presenting the scenario at national level and at regional level. How adoption of EV has been quite uneven in the country. And again, just to put the perspective, of course, Mahesh has already told that now we are now keeping a target. The national target is to achieve 30% EV adoption by 2030, and we have reached only 4%, right? So, and that is also at present, yes.
6.8.
Okay, so maybe the official data is
So until 2023 only we have.
24.
No,
this
until
data
23
is-
only we have
yes,
taken, sir.
yes. So 2%,
Maybe, might be.
2.8.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that means it is happening actually quite faster.
Mhm.
So if we can achieve that will be good. And moreover, since in the eastern region now we have this, say, quite actually slow progress, we have to actually think actually how to increase this adoption. Before we get into actually the more discussion on the policy from the experts from energy department, let me actually introduce to all of you. We have got with us actually Mr. Suresh Chandra Maharana, the EIC Engineer in Chief of the Energy Department. He is the ultimate boss of the Energy Department of Government of Odisha. And we have also got from his office Mr. Rudra Narayan Panigrahi. He is the technical assistant to Mr. Maharana. And online also we have got with us Mr. PM Mr. actually. So he will also share his views. Parimon Mr. Essentially, he is going to be the head of next EIC, next EIC of Government of Odisha. And I hope there are other officers from Energy Department also. Yes, before I invite all of you to speak, we'll listen to our interns, to some interns who have surveyed the EV users and the non-EV users also. Because you want to know actually why people are not adopting EV, and people who are adopting EV, what is their experience. And they have also visited some of the charging stations established by I think Ola company at different locations. So with that actually I will invite Yashodharma and Anil to share their inputs from the field. Yeah, so you can tell your experience, like what is the user perception on EV, whether they are happy with the use of EV or there are some challenges. What is their experience that you can tell?
So, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Yashodharma Singh. I am PG first year economics, and I am doing internship at NISER. So, basically, we have survey 96 respondents, 40 EV and rest non-EV. So, we ask question like their perception on EV and reason why they have not bought an EV now, and if they have provided subsidy, will they consider to purchase an EV, and suggestion so that we can increase the EV adoption rate in India. So in two-wheeler category, their perception is like somewhat positive, but in three-wheeler they are very much neutral, because in places like Puri, EV adoption of three-wheeler is much increasing due to large number of passengers there. But in Bhubaneswar, they have as three-wheeler have a limited speed like 26, but non-EV three-wheeler provide is 40-50 speed of CNG. So according to that, in Bhubaneswar area, many driver prefer petrol and diesel, and more importantly, they prefer CNG, because that provide 200 plus cc and also around speed around like 50 to 60. While serving two-wheeler respondent, they have concern like battery issue. They have rumors around blasting of battery, and due to long charging duration, they faces the charging adapter become hits. So all this issue, and we have a survey around services. They say that there are not many service centers in Odisha, and the servicing is like time consuming, and the employee charges service fees as well as the time they devoted towards that service, that both fees charges. So which is an issue for them. And servicing is only done by experts. If there is some technical error, if a driver can change that, that's also good. So they say that only experts can do that services. And talking about driving experience, two-wheelers are happy about the driving experience. And actually, for age people, 40 to 50 age people, two-wheeler provides a very good driving experience to them. And the mechanism of driving is very user-friendly for them. Low sound like that. But three-wheeler, as I told, speed is a concern for them, and they faces like imbalance in rough road. So, and they cannot take luggages with while traveling the three-wheeler vehicles. And in hilly area or steepy area, they faces problem for that speed. Unhappy about battery capacity. And they said that pickup of EVs are comparatively slow. While talking to 3 or 4 dealer of kinetic energy, Joy e-bike and Gelio company, they said that their finance, they have financing option is very limited, and the interest rates they charges is 16%, which is I think very much. But for non-EV, interest rate is like 10 to 12, 13%. But for EV, interest rate is 16%, which is a major setback in adoption of it in some cases. And they also trust and brand loyalty issue with that. Only Ola is successful in two-wheeler because of that brand loyalty they possesses. But the local company like Gelio, this company have a low demand. Also, they have a question about whether the company will be stay for next 5 years or not. So, which is a very big issue for them. And some dealer suggest that if the charger, like mobile charger, every Type C charger is, if they go to relative places, they don't have to take a charger with them. So, if the charger of EV are same, it can be very much very helpful in EV adoption. And they also have a problem like limited EV model. If EV model will be the EV look will be more, which also lead to EV adoption.
Okay, thank you so much, Yashodharma. Now Anil can also share his inputs.
Good afternoon, one and all. Present over here. I am Anil, doing my summer internship under Amarendra sir on the topic of EV adoption and the challenges and issues. I am address 3 major areas. What are the issues of EV, and what are the findings, and what are the solutions. Now I am going to share about what are the issues that we got from the respondent. The first and foremost issues that is import from abroad. That is the lithium used in battery of EV and the accessories like lithium-ion battery cell and e-motor magnet. Around 70 to 80% importing from China. As a result, our dependency increase and our import duty and cost also increase. The second issue is battery degrade within few days. Most of the respondent concerned about that within 1.5 year they change around 2 battery or replace with the company. And third issue is every part or accessories of EV have higher cost than non-EV. And the second and the fourth issues is long distance. Most likely the three-wheelers are the serious concern for the long distance. They are talking about if we are receive any long distance passenger, then we cannot approach them, and we have to only drive in within city. And the next issue is software glitch. Basically, in EV, there is a wrong display of charging percentage, and the percentage that is showing in the display that is wrong, so that they can face trouble before reaching their destination. most of time charging were also catch fire. And another issue is commercial vehicle owner seriously dissatisfied that he cannot charge while passenger in the car or the vehicle. According to them, they cannot charge. They cannot say about the traveler that you move out from vehicle while we are charging. They are completely dissatisfied with our service. And thus, another issue is subsidy processing takes long place. Almost every respondent talk about that they has about one and above month to receive their subsidy, and subsidy also not sufficient as compared to the its price. We have surveyed with Puri e-rickshaw driver. They purchased around above 2 lakh above vehicle, but they receive only 10 to 30 thousand subsidy, which is not cover of their cost. And the last issues, that is lack of charging infrastructure. This is the most common issues that we find across the survey. And therefore, the commercial vehicle owners strongly disagree that they do not adopt the vehicle in future. And the findings are we find that if those who have EV, they already owned a non-EV vehicle because they use their non-EV vehicle for the long distance purpose. And the youth class mostly recommend and also planning to buy an EV in future, but the old age class not recommending to buy EV. And the suggestions are there suggesting like they want to introduce double battery system so that the range can be increased. And the second is the accessories and lithium should endogenously produce within our country. Although we have not available lithium, but we can through research and development and innovation we can produce within our country, which will fetch lower cost. And the hybrid electric vehicles should introduce so that they can use short distance for by charging their electric vehicle with electric, they can travel long distance. And through hybrid with the presence of hybrid they can also use petrol so that they can use for long distance. And the charging stations should be plentifully available like filling stations so that they cannot face any problem while they are charging while they have short charge. And there should be more research and development and on the battery longevity so that the battery warranty is limited so that there should be more innovation in that.
Okay, thank you so much, Anil and Yashodharma, sharing very valuable inputs from the field. Now, with that, may I invite Mr. Suresh? Okay, so Sally suggesting that we can invite Mr. Barry Mohan Mishra to comment. I think you are also raised hand. Can you unmute yourself and speak?
Yes, I am already there.
Yeah, please.
So,
So I hope you could hear all our discussion, right?
yeah, I was entirely listening to that, and I must thank NISER for organizing such a wonderful topic, and it's a burning topic also on electric vehicles.
Sir, is it possible to put your camera on? That will be good.
Camera, okay, you have to give me some time for it. Okay.
Yes.
Am I visible now?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, you are visible. Please go ahead. Yes.
I don't think I have a figure which will like we see always. Okay, it's fine. Actually, I have gone through the presentation entirely, which based on statistics of different interventions that has already been taken in electric vehicles and why it is not happening. But I'll be mostly interested in the last part regarding the key takeaways, like what we should do to improve that. Okay, we know what are the statistics, why it is not happening, what are the consumer requirements on that, the problem of EV charging station. But what will be the key takeaway from this this study that has been taken by NISER, and what are the policy gaps that can be bridged so that we can have more electric vehicles in our society? So that will be a requirement from our side. So, and we'll be definitely willing to support that. And one more thing is that some of the interns have taken up studies and taken survey works of, somebody said around 96 persons they have surveyed. But what about the professors or the faculties and staffs working inside NISER? So why we cannot take their case study and find out what is happening in NISER? Does NISER have a charging station inside them?
Okay, in fact, they have surveyed actually, the EV owners, okay, and of course, in NISER we have some EV users also. But coming to the main question that you were asking, we do not have a charging station. But I have heard that our institute work department has already proposed this to DAE to have 2 or 3 charging stations. So that government process takes time getting approval and that. So hopefully within a year or so, we may have some charging stations. That is already in the proposal. Like this proposal has gone to DAE now. Department.
But why our professors and faculties are not adopting EV? What is their psychology on that? Because they are the intellectuals, so they should give us a good feedback.
No, again, since Anil and Yasodharma, they have shared, in fact, in Niger, we have, I think, only 1 EV car and some 10 or something EV scooters. And in fact, I can share my own experience. I am not an EV owner, although I am doing this research on EV. And why I have not yet bought, and what is my plan, I can tell you. See, I have bought a car in 2017.
Okay.
And I always look at the replacement cost of my car. If I sell my car, I get hardly 2-3 lakh rupees. But if I have to replace this car with one EV, then it will be minimum, say, 15-16 lakh rupees. And my plan is, when I complete 15 years of this car, use of this car, the next car I will buy is EV. And by that time, the technology will be fully matured. And so that is my plan. And I don't want to own 2 cars at present, although I can really afford. But
You said
I don't.
rightly, you have rightly said the 2 critical aspects for which EV charges, EV vehicles are not picking up. One is the economic side that you have said that, okay, and that is the cost aspect. So these are the 2 aspects for which we are unable to penetrate the EV market. But I think market is maturing enough, and we are getting new products, technology is developing, and researchers are working on new technologies. So we'll have electric vehicles coming up very fast, and the progress will be very fast. And the state government also, I think EIC is there. We must. He is a very pioneer in this area and done a lot of work for promoting EV in our state. I think he can give you good insight on and guidelines for that. So we'll be happy to listen to him also. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be, in fact, at the end, we'll be telling you actually, what will be the policy recommendation from our, observations. But I'm giving it to the end. Yes, I will invite Sri Maharana to share his thoughts.
So, I'm giving you my introduction. I am Engineering Chief Electricity, cum Principal Chief Electrical Inspector, Odisha. Engineering Chief Electricity means the state technical head of electricity on behalf of Department of Energy. And Principal Chief of that means any project, its technical viability shall be looked after by our organization. Not me, our organization, our team. That is the first one. And the second one is Principal Chief Electrical Inspector issues all the safety certificates wherever a wire, live wire goes. Prior to it goes, that is initial inspection. When a new building or industry is to be charged, we give the safety certificate of electricity certificate. And when after every year, we go on making the safety audits. And their safety is validated for the next year. These are the 2 main organizations. So, in addition to this, we have been entrusted by Ministry of Power, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and the state designated agency on behalf of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Do you know Bureau of Energy Efficiency? You know? Oh. So I am every state has one state designated agency, and on the state government has designated me as the state judge. And also, I am the state nodal agency for installation of charging stations, EV charging stations, and promoting the EV charging stations in Odisha. That is another. We have many other things I can say. You should know, everyone doesn't know. Yes, just briefly, I'm briefing my history. Yes, University was established in 1946. During 1920, prior to independence, exogenous electrical were there, and the DG were brought from abroad, London, and you will find there was a DG. Do you know Powerhouse Square is there in Bhubaneswar? Why it is named Powerhouse Square? There was a big DG. In Cuttack also, old secretariat, there was a big DG. Wherever King's place was there, capital was there, you will find one Power Square. You should know the history actually. I'm telling you. Why I'm telling you? You should know the history of university in Odisha. How did it come? You should have some little knowledge. So in 1920s, all the decisions were brought by the kings and they eliminated their palaces and provided street lights through the decisions. When the kings transferred their kingdom area to the state, province, all the instances were also transferred. According to electrical engineers from Madras and other, since there were no engineering colleges, they came and here they were the equipment and material. That's where the electric started. Do you know, due to our bad luck, the first hydroelectric plant was in Devgod. But it could not be proved. And it was in Darjeeling, West Bengal. I just found it. It is West Bengal, one place is first small hydro, you can search in net, I am just unable to remember. West Bengal. It is treated as the first hydroelectric plant. Because we had no documentation. We know you go to Devgod town itself, you will find residuals of the small hydro plant. So Odisha was that much rich in urbanizing our mindset as well as provide modern facility to all. So this way our university grew up. And under the AC electricity, when it was formed 1946, all the 6 hydroelectric projects, Kolab, Regali, Bulla, Chiklimar, Hirakud, all were installed departmentally. Again, we installed 200 grid substations departmentally. 400 kV lines department. Our operation, even the topo sheets are there. In 1995, when the Reform Act came up, we were handling distribution sector, transmission sector, generation sector, thermal power generation sector, everything, A to Z. Just know the history. After 1995, when the Reform Act came up, distribution sector, transmission sector, generation sector, and thermal power generation sector all got separated. And we are left with our statutory duty. We are left with what? Technical authority. Number 2 is electrical inspection. Number 3 is small hydro projects, revenue collection, other things are there. And with this, what I told you the history and what I have done for my state, what we have done for our state, not mine. We have a team, na? In 2023, it was 4% only. In 23, it is raised to 6.8%. If you just see what thing I have done, I will show you few videos, 1 minute videos. If you will see those videos, you will be inspired and to get, you will try to purchase one EV within a month. Okay. And these videos I prepared along with energy consumption videos. And these are shown in our senior theaters, billboards, senior theaters, everywhere during news channel, TVs. This way I could increase the 6.8%. There is awareness, I mean to say. Everything is there. Awareness is the ultimatum which you should not forget.
6% in Odisha, you are telling, right?
6.8.
6.8
In Odisha.
In Odisha.
You see, we increase the number.
It was less. No, it's increasing very fast.
Odisha is increasing very fast.
Maybe at national level also, it is really increasing at exponential rates.
I don't show the figures, exact figure. But in 2024, you see, 24, 23, 50,000 EV registrations were there. In 24, it went up to 1 lakh. Doubled.
So it's by the time he puts that video, if I just share the recommendations, like what could be the suggestion. So having actually more charging stations, so I think compared to the conventional petrol, say refilling station, we can have a different model.
Subject wise, let us raise one subject. Since I have a lot of experience in the last 2 years, I can highlight you how can you go ahead and make this. Because I am the achiever. We are the achievers in increasing, doubling our EV usage.
So we will get the video.
Because at the EV energy research. Right? Right, I see that. Okay. Sorry, okay. Very good, sir.
So for the people who could not understand ODI.
Those who do not understand ODI.
Yeah.
So here it is mentioned that the EVs running at a speed less than 40 kilometers do not need any registration or road tax or license. One can purchase it directly from site, store and sell. And it has a range of up to 80 kilometers.
So there are no age restrictions.
Huh?
No age restrictions.
No age restriction.
A 15-year-old can drive it.
Yes, no, I have seen as a school children.
School children can drive.
But that is.
No, it's just a cycle.
No, but
It is a bicycle.
CC level, that scooter level may not applicable.
No.
for that.
So that was told to everybody. Do you know, for my sake, I am using EV since 2009. Still, you can't believe. And my daughter, who is in America now, he completed his school career in EV. My son, who is excellent dancer to reading, MBA, he completed his college classes in EV. So you just imagine. So how comfortable it is. And I am using the same EV vehicle of 2009 of liquid battery till now. It is running.
Which vehicle is that?
Eh?
Which vehicle is that?
It's completely brand.
TVS. It's still going on. But we have a lot of miles about EV. That is the thing. And people to just we can see another video. and I can explain you how I communicated to media so that our EV penetration become double. Okay, second video. This video, what he says, in rural areas, villages, where they will fetch, they were going to fetch petrol for covering 7 kilometers. They did not go. They charge it there itself. And maintenance is less. And even license is not required. They can cover up to 60 kilometers. Very useful for the any person inside in the villages too. So that's okay. This is okay.
One more, then we will discuss.
Only 4.
Okay, fine. These are short clips.
1 minute. Is he ready? Is he ready? Five crore people in India are suffering from hearing impact due to noise pollution. And it is a noise pollution. We can avoid it. You understand? Just very interesting video. Pollution. Only 20% heat utilized out out of petroleum or diesel. You know, rest 80% go to air. Only 20%. But in EV, you can use up to from 60 to 80%. Can we use? So how much we are wasting and how much money we are leaving carbon footprints of greenhouse gases. Tell me. So it is for you know, the common people won't understand it, but we have teach them in subtle way. Okay, let's go. I'll see. So let's do it. What did I? How's it done? Here you will find price comparison. Here, the auto riders are comparing their prices. Just two auto riders are comparing their prices. Fine. Next. How's it?
High quality.
High quality.
That's what answer is.
How you want so many advantages of EV.
Okay, so coming to the policy issues that we are discussing, we were discussing that how to have more charging stations. So one could be, so I was telling that compared to the conventional petrol refilling stations, which require a lot of licensing and all that. Now EV charging stations can be probably set up by even the tea vendors, like these are.
Yes.
So usually, people take a break, when they go for a long drive, and now you give this license. And what is the cost? I think it is some 45,000 rupees to set up one charging stations. So now on the road, wherever there is a piece of or there is a dhaba, they can have a charging station and they can earn some money also. So this can be yes.
I have read it on internet. I don't know whether this is correct. So the thing is, for the traditional petrol pump owners
Yes.
who have space for huge number of vehicles,
Yes.
for them the profit is less for EVs in comparison to petrol and diesel. So that's why they are reluctant to convert into charging.
So, no, that is fine. So those are the
So
old
for
things.
later there was the argument that they are like 5-6 rupees.
Then
Is it true?
MLA has also already brought out a guideline.
Okay.
When a new charging stations you will find, they are claiming 20-22 rupees. So
They
they are
can charge-
claiming it is wrong. They are charging up to 20 rupees. And
per
they are
hour, right?
no, per unit.
Per unit. Okay.
Only 20 rupees per unit. And the discount price as per OLC price, it was last year at 5 rupees 50 paise. Now it is reduced to 5 rupees. Per unit they are getting 15 rupees per unit. I do not think it is a wrong concept. They will get more profit. And MNA has brought out, they can sell above the rupees 5, the OERC state electricity regulatory commission rate, whatever it fixes, more than that 10 rupees or 12 rupees like that.
Per unit.
So, per unit. They can go up to 17 rupees. But still there, when they're selling at 20 rupees and people are running for charging stations. You see how the charging station, when the EV charger users are getting benefited if they are paying per unit 20 rupees.
I think you have to make another video. What is the profit that EV charging stations?
And just I
can make.
replied his question.
No, because so in fact, we also did not know this. Because,
Yes.
no, we had sent. They had gone to the charging stations. Ola charging stations available in Bhubaneswar. It seems at present it is free. No, Ola is paying the electricity bill, and so
Every
people are just
charging
coming.
station.
All charging stations available in Bhubaneswar.
Anything, anybody question, you may, during discussion, you may ask. No, anything. Whatever you are in my mind.
So the question is how to basically popularize the charging station. EV, I think, is already getting popularized, but we have to probably popularize the EV charging stations.
Actually,
So on the roadsides,
yes,
there should be and putting it as geotag, so that people map it on Google, map.
Yes.
So where is the next EV charging station, and they can go and take a coffee break or tea break, and
we
chart
have already an EV Yatra app. You can download it. EV Yatra app from B. It is registered. I can show you in EV Yatra app now.
okay.
You just
EV
click in EV Yatra app.
Ah.
EV Yatra.
Google.
Google. Everyone should know it practically.
EV Yatra.
EV Yatra app.
EVYATRA.
Yes.
app.
Everything. Yes. So BE homepage.
You can go to that BE homepage.
B homepage.
This one.
Yes.
I think it is showing already. Google Play Store.
Google
EV
Play
Store.
Electric vehicle.
So what all information
Everything.
is available?
You can go to B and EV portal. You will then get all the answers.
All the charging stations.
In
location,
all over India.
Okay, wherever there is charging station.
We have collected the data from this site only.
Yeah. And I have kept it in my EV Yatra app in my mobile. I am having EV vehicle.
So I think that the
So,
density.
just trying to find knowledge, you are knowing, not knowing. When in 2024, since we would able to increase twice the numbers, you know, in Odisha, 199 numbers of charging stations installed in Odisha itself.
Within 1 year.
Within 1 year. 199 charging stations.
That also has to rise.
Okay, we have targeted a minimum 10 to 12% this year, we are going to achieve it. I may not be there, but you after in 2025 you will see we will get about 10%. When about 40 Tata Nexon is selling about 50 cars per day. Tata Nexon. When so much rise in there.
Right now, I can see a lot of EV cars in Bhubaneswar.
So another thing we have come up, you know, we are going to install one solar EV charging station in our premises.
Yes. In fact, we are discussing that.
So
also.
and that will be allowed free to public. Within 10 days, we are going to install. You can come and see. Only solar EV charging station. Every public will be allowed free. That what I mean to say, that if you have money, you have space, you can make expenditure and your own.
So basically, you have to promote solar.
The solar EV charging station.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs, you have to promote the entrepreneurs in this. The government cannot provide EV charging stations everywhere, particularly solar EV charging stations. So
You
how
see,
to
one
promote the
thing,
entrepreneurship?
one thing is EV charging stations, if the electricity is generated from the fossil fuel, it's of no meaning. It's of no meaning. Because we are burning fuel, fossil fuel, they are increasing our greenhouse emission, and next then we are using it. So solar charging stations should be charged from renewable energy sources. It should be our prime motto. Otherwise, we may opt for it, but it should be our ideal motto. Yes.
So, Mr. Tarai, would you like to say something? Mr. Brahmananda Tarai, are you interested to say something? So, and coming to the subsidy issue, there are some concerns by the customers who have bought the EV that subsidy takes time, and then there is some uncertainties also. And some people are also saying that earlier the subsidy used to come to the say the dealer, right? And now it is coming to the customer who is buying. So, of course, I shall.
Subsidy is not an issue as far as state government is concerned. Because
And there are two subsidies, one given by the government of India and another by the state government.
government of India
No, there is no subsidy from government of India.
government of India.
Date expiry.
There is an exemption of GST and all.
GST,
There is exemption of GST. on-
registration.
I believe the Odisha state government has also exempted road tax on EV vehicles.
No road tax.
No road tax for
No,
EV
no, no,
vehicles.
no.
Yes, sir.
So there is, that makes a huge impact.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there is no GST.
And no road tax. I mean, that's a huge thing.
That's a huge thing. So that means there is
So
tax
subsidy
exemption.
actually, our in Odisha budgetary provision is already there. Right. Already there. The thing is that you have to follow it. But I don't think that there is problem should be subsidy. But they may not be providing proper.
I think it takes a longer time probably.
Yeah, it will take automatically 1 month or 2 months. It is common. There are so many processes we do. 2 months when I mean very minimum. And that is not a big period of bill, I mean to say. And the subsidy for two-wheelers is around 20,000, 5,000 per kilowatt hour of battery. You must be knowing. 50,000 for 30,000 for three-wheelers flat. Earlier it was not there. When we started 30,000 for three-wheeler, the three-wheelers came up.
Now it is 50,000 for
Ah.
the-
Now it is 50,000 into 50,000. And four-wheelers 1,50,000.
Why is hybrid not considered to be an effective transition technology? Especially for heavy vehicles, I think in the interim, hybrid would make a lot of sense.
No problem. I believe no problem. Because
increase the cost.
since we have not come up with the EV infrastructure, charging stations.
But hybrid
At
would
present.
kind of mitigate that.
Hybrid would be for long distance it will be fine.
And especially for heavy vehicles also, for
Yeah,
trucks.
for long distance it will be fine. Because we have not come up with EV charging stations on the NH. Swapping, the battery swapping systems, we have not come up.
So,
We have suggested this way only, hybrid mean in our report, we have some, or no, for instance, eastern states are mostly large driven by the petrol and diesel. So suddenly we cannot expect the, that swift level of, penetrations or consumer adoption level. So also their knowledge level is more, so long conventional level of using those things. So it's better, we also suggested that the hybrid level. So half this and half this, that would be easily to, shifting the consumer, slowly, gradually it takes place. So first phase we can do in this way, then later on introduce the.
Yeah, that's also required. I mean, that is
Because
another
also
point.
the suddenly we
That's
can
a point. I
also
agree.
suddenly every state
Immediate change.
go to the electricity. Then the challenge is for the electricity also there.
it puts tremendous load on the grid also. Right?
Yes.
You see, why we have limited to 30% only? MNRE has limited EV penetration up to 30% only. So that BD knows, MNRE knows that limiting up to 30%, there will be no grid distance. Otherwise, we will come to 100%. You understand? I have talked with my D also. MNRE meeting I have taken. I also have gone and discussed about it. We have targeted 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. And their EV charging stations shall be met from those 500 gigawatt only. Simultaneously, RE projects are coming up. Renewable energy. I think EV charging stations should be fed from the renewable energy. It automatically is going on. So, but it is limited to 30% only.
I doubt.
You got my point?
Sir, I do understand what you're saying, sir, but I do think there's a plateau also to the kind of transition you're talking about, because while there has been substantial adoption of EVs in the last few years and all that, some of these states are also hitting a plateau. So unless further incentives are perhaps provided, because one major, I think, issue that owners are concerned about, I mean, more than replacement, along with the replacement cost is the economics of the resale. They're extremely worried about the kind of resale.
Cost comparison.
Huh?
You are coming to cost comparison.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
not just
simple.
that I'm replacing, but in India, like, we want to know why do we go for certain brands in India? Because certain brands have good resale. So that is an important factor when we are kind of acquiring or buying some of these vehicles. So I think that is a big concern, and that is why even if some of the statistics is indicating adoption, there are also suggestions, there are also certain articles which say that there is a plateau that is there because of this concern, and this concern also needs to be kind of, and that's why what you're suggesting, I mean, what you were telling, things like, battery swapping or battery recycling. So I think, and I think there is also this tendency to look at EV technology as some kind of generic standardized thing, but whereas there are different kinds of technologies. There are also discussions of vault architecture, distribution architecture within these vehicles. So I think maybe some more of these factors need to be kind of considered, brought in, so that the concerns that ordinary people have, they are allayed to a large extent. And I think then you will see an exponential rise. I do not know whether the march towards 30% by 2030 is as linear as we are suggesting.
The pace Odisha is going, and the Minister of Secretary has asked me what is your target? So I told him 4 to 6.8%. Secretary Pankaj goes, asked me, by 2030, how much you will go? Just extra 30. But I think the way we are moving, we will definitely cross 30%.
In fact, in the two-wheeler
I think
segment,
that you whatever called is, that what you told, that we are exploiting to for the EV penetration, more EV penetration.
So,
You see,
if I were a potential owner, I mean, one big concern would be what happens to my, because like right now with ICE engines, batteries we replace every 4-5 years. In ICE engine, I mean, okay, like 4,000 to 8,000, 9,000 rupees, you can replace the battery. I mean, I don't know much, but if I have a EV vehicle, now that is a substantial cost. It's almost 60-65% of the cost of the vehicle is that battery. What happens to that battery? I mean, would I be like, that's why I was interested in your brand. I mean, from 2009, is it the same battery that you're using?
No, I will replace it 4 times.
But that's a two-wheeler.
Oh,
That's a two-wheeler.
two-wheeler.
What happens to a 18 lakh Nexon where, you know, the battery itself is 6-7 lakhs? So what happens over
We
there?
have calculation from MNRE. I can forward it to you.
No, I mean, I'm just asking.
MNRE, build up energy. How it has calculated is also there.
like,
Let research it. I am not going to say anything from my own.
No, sir, I'm just asking what would happen to that battery.
Yes, I am telling you.
I would like to.
Battery minimum guarantee is 5 years and up to 8 years. And it depends on the usage. Minimum 5 years guarantee company gives. Minimum. And it can last up to 8 years. And you see, after 8 years, battery will be not, it will be useful, but its capacity will be reduced. It can run up to 12 years run, but its capacity will be reduced. Do you understand my point? So optimum capacity is 5 years, but if you maintain the battery, it will go up to 8 years. What is the way of maintaining?
but will you be able
Yeah, what is the way of maintaining?
I think that's where battery swapping would become very important.
No, swapping, I will come later.
And if
No, I will come later.
government provides subsidies for
I am
that
telling,
battery swap.
how can you maintain the battery? You see, you have to make slow charging. That is the number one option. And if you make fast charging, then you have to make up to 80% of the charging, not more than that. In all the charging stations, you go for fast charging station, they won't charge you 100%. You must be observed. And if you never keep your battery below 20%, okay. This is way of maintenance. Never, don't keep your vehicle in the sunlight. Don't expose it to heat.
That's again another problem with EV technology is that many people in extreme weather ranges they're finding that extreme heat, extreme humidity, extreme cold that affects the capacity of these big batteries. So that's something else that people are worried about. I mean, a lot of things are there. I mean, I'm fully with you. We should go to 100% EV as soon as possible. But I'm just saying,
EV is not actually feasible or affordable for all type of climates, all type of areas, hilly areas like that. He is told. EV is not a solution to all the areas. So we have limited to 30.
So again, coming to the battery cost, I was telling,
Battery swapping, you are telling me.
battery swapping or government support for that.
No,
Because every 8 years, 8 lakhs is for the battery.
exactly. So are you able to really recover the cost? Say in 5 years, it may not last
Yes.
8 years. Can you really recover the cost?
Even 10 years, sir. Even 10 years.
I can tell you, I am running my two-wheeler at the rate 20 rupees. How? It is my 3 kilowatt capacity, 3 kilowatt unit. 3 units, how much rupees? 15 rupees. 15 rupees. It is running about 90 kilometers. Rupees 15. I am running 90 kilometers. My money. But then running cost.
So, but we really need to transition to four-wheelers and heavy vehicles also, right, sir? And there, every 10
I am
years.
coming on by one. Just coming on. So it is running cost. As per 10 years calculation has been done, a two-wheeler takes rupees 1.05 price per kilometer EV, whereas a petrol or diesel petrol two-wheeler charges around 5 rupees. Around 5 rupees per kilometer. Depreciation value. In EVs, there is no depreciation except the battery.
That's a significant cost, sir.
Yeah.
That's a significant cost.
Naturally, No significant cost.
I mean,
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not
two-wheelers
significant
and
cost.
vehicles,
No, no.
two-wheelers, it might not be a
No, no,
significant, but
No,
four-wheelers
what
and
is the cost of
No,
battery?
no, how can you evaluate the cost?
No, what is the value of the battery?
How are you evaluating the cost?
Environmental cost.
No, no, annual cost is different. Forget
Not
it.
people at internalize.
I can.
that's where, sir, if we could recycle the battery up to 90%, that would be great. I mean, do we have that? Do we have access to that kind of thing? If we can recycle the battery
You
90%.
talk about the first stage. Why are you going to the next stage? How get your answers first stage.
Okay.
It's coming 5 minutes per unit. I can send you the everybody the calculation for EV. Whereas in two-wheeler 1 rupee, and in national EV it takes 5 rupees per kilometer. Whereas it comes to 8 rupees per kilometer in four-wheeler
No, no, again,
for 10 years,
no, no, okay. So let me
including depreciation.
let me complete that.
Okay.
So suppose you are telling there is a 4 rupees cost differential for 1 kilometer, and you are investing 8 lakh rupees in a battery, right? So
And then the initial calculate.
so no, then you need actually to drive 1 lakh kilometer to recover the cost.
So it's not 1 lakh, it's 2,000 to 3,000 per month.
Kilometer.
Per month. So in 8 years, if you drive that much, then even if you scrap the vehicle, you are at par with
You break even.
Break even.
you break even, at par with the ICE owners. But driving that much, you should be like contractor or something. You have that much mobility. Otherwise, you're going to office and coming back. Then
Well,
the cost of ownership.
So
will
what
go.
we have to advise government is that you
about
increase the
2000
petrol
means
price.
how much? 2000 means how much per day? And 60 to 70 kilometers. Is not the common mileage every road runs? So tell me, why will you keep a vehicle? If you go for 20 kilometers, why will you keep vehicle? Don't keep. You will go on bicycle. Obviously, you move on bicycle. For 20 kilometers, why should you purchase one?
So
And
people
ask
who
that
don't drive that
I am
much,
lost.
they are preferring petrol vehicles.
No, for 20 kilometers, if one runs, why should you ask for you should not go for petrol. You should go for bicycle. I tell you.
Don't even need
It's
a
a
vehicle.
fool.
So geopolitically, also another issue is like I think one of the
No,
internal
this
suggesting is
calculation has been made accordingly.
like
Do you understand my point?
like the supply chain is not fully in India, so that is a big concern. That is another big concern.
Which
The EV supply chain is not fully in India,
Importing.
and most of the lithium comes from China.
that's a different issue.
African.
Let the government let the government look after whether lithium will be available here or come. It's government policy. Why should we worry about it? Why India should, if India will produce lithium here, without after research and development, if it becomes more costly?
So the issue also is lithium production is extremely dirty. I mean, in terms of the environmental impact that lithium mining, the kind of toxicity that is there in lithium mining. I mean, I would love to be on board with you fully 100%. Within 5 years if we can 100, but I think, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not easy to ignore some of these issues right now.
Ignore this. This is the need of the hour. I tell you.
I completely agree with you.
I didn't need of the hour. I can say one thing to you. Have you anyone heard about Chatan Singh Solanki? This
The solar man of IIT Bombay.
Do you
Solar
know?
Gandhi of India.
Do you know Chatan Solar Gandhi of India? Yeah, I request everyone, please go to his site.
He has left the job, he has left his family.
He
He
can
is
tell.
living on a bus, and solar bus probably.
That is the solution for you.
No, but do you want everyone to leave family and job and live on the road on a solar bus? No one will do that. And I don't recommend anyone also.
No, this is different. Energy, what do you mean by energy? Can anyone say? What is energy? We are talking about conserving the energy. So EV is why we want to conserve energy. So, to emit less our carbon footprints. So, what is energy? Can anyone say? What is energy? A common thing. You see, if you ask a layman, what is energy, what will you say? This is the energy. Okay, am I right? Then what you will say? Tell me, what is energy? Can you say that? No. you analyze, whatever you see, this table is energy. This building is energy. Your eating food is energy. Your dress is energy. Your mobile is energy. Papers are energy. These are all energy consuming elements. Don't think that you will, by reducing electricity bill, only will reduce energy. Petroleum, diesel, gases, petroleum gases, everything. The more you are nowadays, we are having 5 stars. We are purchasing further 2 stars. So why should you go for EV? You need not go. You pay go for petrol.
Sir,
Honestly, I tell you, because by purchasing 2 more stars, you are just using more energy, fossil fuel, energy from fossil fuel.
that's what Chetan Solai is saying that.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
due to especially the consumption, actually economists are obsessed with more
We have got
consumption.
in other way.
I'm coming back to the same policy thing, the charging stations. Policy for say, popularizing charging stations, and particularly the solar charging stations. Do you have any policy for this? I think you don't have it.
No. For solar charging stations, we have no policy.
But even for other normal
Yes,
charging
it is
stations,
there.
say small scale entrepreneurs,
MNRE guidelines are there for registration
do
charging.
you give any subsidy for charging stations?
Charging stations, there is no subsidy until now.
So the state should also start thinking about battery recycling. I think that will be a.
It will come automatically. It will
You don't have any policy at present.
come. At present, it will come automatically. Simultaneously it will come. What is it? And presently, our battery recycling also process are going on. Yeah, you can see in the
No,
video.
I think I have seen actually, for two-wheeler batteries, there are, to go to the garages, I have seen people pick up these batteries and so they recycle.
What do they do?
So they take it to the company. In fact, the battery
Can
company.
be refurbished, it can be
Battery recycling is there.
Go back to 100%.
Ah,
That I
battery
don't know,
recycling is
but
there.
they collect it. I have seen Samaran company. So they collect your used batteries and they do some recycling. Or some
That is a
batteries
business.
used.
Battery recycling is a business.
It's a business.
But lithium-ion batteries, are they capable of
That I don't know.
That we have to see. But lithium is also correct there. I have to check.
Lead acid batteries, okay, that might be possible. But lithium-ion batteries,
No, I have not gone
So
through
there
it.
is scope
I have
for
to.
recycling.
No. Lithium battery is whether recyclable or not, I don't
that's
know.
where
But the thing is that the government is planning for 115-hour charging stations. We have tendered already. Riva, one from Delhi, is coming. 150 places, 115 number of places, charging stations.
No, what is the business model? So that company will
Business
install-
model, we ask for, go for tender for the minimum tariff they will demand from the public.
and they will have to do the investment.
They will do all the investment,
But they will get
they will provide the space. They will all facilitate in all the aspect of all the aspects, instruction or everything, whatever other formalities are there, all official formalities they will facilitate, and they will be put in the minimum price.
Why don't you give it to all academic institutions or say government offices? In all government offices, they should start establishing.
You can install it. You can install it by your own. You see, I have installed one solar charging station.
In your office?
In your office.
in fact it should be encouraged in
And
homes. Homes, you should have solar charging stations.
Yes.
Homes, I think then this range anxiety, everything will be reduced.
In
In fact, local villages, panchayats can be encouraged along with other facilities to
30
set up a common charging
yes,
station.
yes. 30 kilowatt charging station. You can install. I can sell you better. You can pay direct order to
The price?
33 lakhs. 4 kilowatt, it comes around 50,000.
Homes, it would be much cheaper. Homes, it can be done for much cheaper.
Huh?
And homes, if you encourage it, the state government is giving some subsidy and encouraging homes to have solar panels and have a charging station at home. I think
It is
that.
there.
The dual Surogar has to be
There.
integrated with this.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Everything is there.
That could be done. The central scheme could be clubbed now to the state governments some additional.
The thing is that, I always say that.
In fact, sir, every home could be a business. I mean, like you're suggesting app, geotagging and all of that. I'm going in some village over there and then, suddenly there is a home where it is available. I can go and charge the homeowner, can charge me some money.
That's the
I
one.
think this would.
this will happen in the government.
The beach which I'm reading, a two-wheeler IC engine costs rupees 4.49 per kilometer, whereas an EV costs rupees 1.02 paise per kilometer. Calculate up to 10 years, including cost of the battery. Including cost of the battery and maintenance, everything. And depreciation.
But if we include
Similarly-
battery recycling costs into that, I mean.
So you see, after recycling, automatically, you just throw it and purchase new battery here. That's what it is. Here, you throw the battery and purchase new battery.
So at present, this is for rich people.
Okay, that is the problem.
Our middle class.
And
But
for
not for the cars.
for three-wheelers, 3.66 versus 1.40. 1.40 three-wheeler, whereas the IC engine 3.66 and for four-wheeler 7 rupees 50 paise versus rupees 5. And also, do you know we have come up with the EV manufacturing unit at Paradip? JSW?
I don't know that. No, we do not know that. So have they started
I
manufacturing?
didn't tell you what
JSW.
JSW is a first JSW in Odisha, first EV charging charging vehicles manufacturing unit of India. From Paradip, everything will go through all over India.
JSW Energy, sir? JSW Energy.
JSW. Energy I do not know. Okay. Jindal Group.
No, there's JSW Steel, then there's JSW Energy.
Maybe energy.
So they have already started.
Oh, started.
Jindal is very close to Navin, so
Very close to Navin.
now we have to see in the new regime. And Adani Group.
They'll be
But Adani Group also has.
Yeah, no, yeah, in fact, they're the leader. In fact, in Tamil Nadu and Gujarat, the maximum renewable energy production is happening.
Adani is
So led by Adani only. So Adani is
हमारे EV का जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी होता है 55 प्राइस का उसको 10 पैसा बना दिया गया EV का जो ED देते हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी तो चार्जिंग करेगा 55 पैसा से 10 पैसा घटा दिया गया इतना फैसिलिटी दे रहे हैं
Sir, do you own a EV car?
and just going to focus within 10 days.
I think, sir, given that, we have a decent number of, charging stations nowadays, the main constraint,
no, actually we don't have.
We don't have,
charging
yeah.
stations. In Bhubaneswar, there are hardly 3 or 4, and that is not actually say
But
commercially
one
viable
can,
models.
one can always plan their trips. For example, I am, planning to go to Bangalore. I can always plan, in every 200 kilometers, I can find a charging station and I can take a
Probably
break.
at present we don't have. So, for example, in the entire Odisha National Highway, you will not find a single charging station.
For example, I am going to Keonjhar, so there is
You don't
one
have it.
near Jajpur.
There is one.
Yeah,
There is a
So there are
I tell you now, you go to site 190 numbers or 99 numbers
so
something.
there are apps where you can find where are the charging stations, whether they are functional. People have already, reviewed them. Okay, whether the persons there are good, whether how much they charge, all that.
Whether it is open.
Whether it is open, timings, etc. And accordingly, I can plan my trip. Okay, it's already somewhat there. Okay, not a big constant. The constant is the pricing of vehicles, particularly in the four-wheeler segment.
Yes.
So the companies are deliberately pricing, EV cars higher, to exploit some profit, which is not in alignment with government policy. Government wants to promote it, but these EV cars, they are deliberately, I think,
Keeping the prices very high.
for example, under 10 lakh category, how many EV cars are there?
No, I
4
don't
to
think
5
that-
categories are there. 4 to 5 numbers are there.
Oh, below 10.
Ah,
Okay. So next one has
small
Sir,
cars and Tata cars are there.
MG car.
MG.
Ah.
So below 10 lakh.
Ah.
So then I can have
Nexon,
one
The
Tata.
comment is there.
Ah.
And whoever buys MG Comet, whoever buys, sorry.
Nano car वाला देखा पूरा small.
But the car has,
But it is spacious, I mean, it serves some purpose.
these cars are designed in such a way, whoever buys these cars, they already have a primary car.
Yes. That's what they'll find. You need at least one petrol engine to have another electric.
So no one is going to buy, a Wagoner, instead of
Yes.
a EV Tata Punch or that kind of,
So the solution is to have less cars.
Yes.
Don't need a car, don't buy a car. I think that is the solution. No EV, no EV.
That's not the question.
Only out of energy, total energy in India, 17 to 18% of energy is being used in transport sector. That is a big issue. If you penetrate more EVs, Yeah. Then we can save a lot of energy. That is also
So I think you can.
policy. Any other
Okay, would you like to
any
ask any
question? Any
question?
questions?
Yes.
Sir,
Anil.
how can we counter EV adoption in rural areas?
How can we
Counter EV adoption in rural areas.
Increase.
Now then, you see, what is the we should study the people of rural areas. They usually never travel to anywhere in Odisha again. Odisha is you have to go to the history of Odisha. Further, history of Kerala is different. History of Odisha is different. What is the matter? Yeah. So history of Odisha, you go, can you find a Odia woman from rural area working anywhere, going there and working anywhere? No.
No.
From the town,
Sir is living in
area.
Bhubaneswar, so he
No,
doesn't.
I tell you, I am coming to your point. I'm a Odisha, Odia English.
They cannot understand.
Yes, in Odisha, actually, female workers are less. I mean,
Is that true?
Compared to Kerala,
very I tell you, in coastal area, female workers are less. But you in south, you go to south, where Telugu majority is there. There, female workers are working. So they need movement to promote EV in rural area. We should see whether they need any movement from one place to another to work. Otherwise, why they will be? If they are able to work in their own village, getting some money, why should they purchase EV? If they move from one village to another village,
So sir, then I can just relate one question here. See, before this
but
election,
every year,
Navin Babu had given some loan schemes for self-help groups, right? They can buy scooty. So instead of giving that scooty, now we can say that all self-help group women can be provided with this EV. So the subsidy should go for only EV
Yes.
for the self-help group.
Yes.
That can be a policy recommendation,
Yes.
right? So you can write this.
and that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Because they are definitely moving to say, and also the ICDS workers, Anganwadi Didi,
They need to
and
move.
ASA workers, they also go to block headquarters.
Yes.
And they can be provided.
Very few,
subsidies.
they need to move.
And I think it could also be linked with.
You Kerala, you see,
set up free charging.
everybody used to move.
Yes.
So I think that would complete the.
Yeah, in Kerala, everybody used to move. Am I right? Everybody used to move for what?
Oh, yeah.
But in Odisha, only.
No, government have become smarter.
That's what I'm okay. Moving to for what?
They are also moving.
How can you promote the EV if you want to do not have the scope of moving for any work? Okay. That is the issue here in rural area. Still, as I've given a video show, I've given video that we can promote it that way. Suppose rural area there, petrol pump is not there. You can make an EV, and that way we can penetrate to some extent. That is my idea. There you go. You have tell it.
So any other question you have asked?
Sir, number of charging points should be increased in every
Yes,
charging
it
station.
should be increased. I
Sir,
support you.
waiting time will be,
I support you. Already 199 we have already achieved.
but only 2 charging points are there. So,
In Bhubaneswar.
Waiting time is also an issue.
Which one?
in some places there is only
Which company?
single.
Which
Sir,
company?
Ola.
So there is no private charging station in Odisha. Till present.
These
There
are
are all public charging stations.
Yes.
You see, all the public stations, 190 numbers, they have come up within 1 year only. Okay.
Minimum
I
5-6 charging
started
points.
charging fees for this. These are just on-
It is for 1 year, they are promoting for it. So public charging
on
stations,
pilot mode also they are going.
we are already made tender, 150 of public charging stations already. It is coming up within this year. So from the government.
We should target for 1,500. Very soon.
There you go. Right. As the numbers will increase, EV charging numbers, it will depend on.
Sir, there should be more focus on pilgrim area like Puri. Puri.
Yeah, you told that. Well, I just have told you. In Puri, 3-wheeler is there.
Yes,
More.
Sir,
Why do you
quantity
know?
available, but
Why do you
charging
know?
station.
Why do you know?
due to short distance.
Yeah. If the space is there is small, little space, with
Gully.
more population, they can move 1 kilometer and back. More people are there. In Bhubaneswar, what happens? It is large area. Less people are there, so they can extract more money. Crowded area plus village area, they can extract more. They used to have 2 batteries. I just asked the auto driver, what are you doing? How many trips are you making? No, sir, I am just making, we have 2 set of batteries. I am just, after the batteries adjusted, I go back. I don't do money. I already get subsidy money. Yes. Well, more than 1,000, I will make over 1,500 rupees with 2 batteries. So that's why in Puri, it is 3 or more. In Bursa, the 2 wheelers are kind of less because one will go for 10 floors, he'll again pick up another passenger, then he'll go to 10 floors. So, and other issues you had also told that I've kept it. Anything you want to ask?
So, Master, would you like to ask then?
Sir, is
So-
there any private partnership in this? I mean, adopting this EV things, only government taking care, no? So why not the private partnership in this? Because largely only driven by the public. So if it is largely even partnership with the private, they are also potential, no?
We come in, we have already 150 number each time, made tender for 150 numbers, and it will go up. Because it is an initiation stage. In Kerala, you go to Karnataka. Karnataka 385,000 EV users. In Odisha 1 lakh. So Kerala Karnataka started its EV penetration since now. Only 3.85 lakhs.
I think government will actually tie with Tata Power. Tata Power is already taking care of distribution, I believe, in Odisha. So in fact, they are setting up many of these stations in other states. So I think it's very easy for the Odisha state government to have Tata Power scale up their presence over here.
Then Tata Power should have come up for the 150 number of charging stations. Why didn't it come? Why didn't it come? We are open now, we can ask someone.
Right.
Why didn't it come?
Some television company has come, right?
Viva.
Viva. Then I come.
He has also he has Lucknow, his experience in Lucknow, Delhi.
So government will bear the entire cost?
No.
So what is the name of that, sir?
You will only get the license.
Yes.
What is the name of the
Viva, REVA.
REVA, confirm it again. Exact name.
Google is check.
Just that's it.
Is that part of Mahindra Electric?
I am just confirming his name from my PMU. We have a PMU also. Project PMU.
Why and why?
This is the PMU is the Viva by
Jiva.
Jiva, na? J-E, na?
Z.
J-E-P-A.